Hi everyone, it's Arlene with Design with Arlene. Welcome to my YouTube channel where I make videos to share my love of paper crafting. So whether you are a subscriber and you've been here before or you are new stopping by, welcome to each and every one of you. I do appreciate all of you. So today's card, I am going to be using the Painted Poppies stamp set. This is a set of 9 and it's not new. It came out in last year's catalog, but beautiful, beautiful images. So let's go ahead and get started with the cardstock that you will be using for today's card. For the base of the card, I'm using some basic white, and it's just an A2 size card. So it's an 8.5 by 11 sheet of basic white cardstock, and then I cut in half and then I folded it in half. And then I also have a piece of Night of Navy that's going to be layered on. And I have a piece of the Designer Series paper, which is the Sweet Symmetry. This is a newer set. This is the only piece that I'll be using. On the flip side is this really pretty color here. It's got beautiful patterns on the back side of it as well. And I have a piece of a Flirty Flamingo, which all the measurements will be on my blog. And then I have a piece of basic white as well, a smaller piece that I'll be stamping on. I'm using the group of the poppies here from the stamp set, and I'm going to be inking it up using the Versamark ink pad. The Versamark ink pad is a slower drying ink, so that way you have it stays wet enough so that you can apply some embossing powder to it, which is what I'm going to do here. And it doesn't have a color, so you really probably can't see. You might be able to see just a part just from the reflection of the image there. The next step I'm going to do is take some gold embossing powder. Now, when you get your embossing powder, it doesn't come in this cute little vintage Tupperware holder. I've just had this for so long that it's once you get a little jar of it, it goes a long way. So, all right, so I'm just going to take and pour over my embossing powder here, and it's going to stick. You're going to have some little strays there, so I just like to kind of turn it upside down and flick it into my container. Okay, so it's got like this. Now you can see there's some little images here, or some little specks here that are sticking to it. You can take a dry paintbrush and just kind of brush those off if you want to, very carefully. And then I'll see here, maybe I need to add a little bit more embossing powder to that flower. Okay. Take my dry brush, brush it off again. All right, and now it's ready to heat set. So I will be using a heat gun, which gets really loud, so it also gets very, very hot. And I'll be applying heat to this, and then it will be set. The little tiny grains of this embossing powder melt together, and so they become permanent on the paper. Okay, you can see that image. I did have a little extra there, but you know what? I'm not going to worry too much about it. But you can see that once the embossing powder is heated up, it just becomes a raised image. Now, the next thing that I want to do is go ahead and take this piece, and I'm going to just tear off the top and the bottom part here. Okay, and just go on the opposite side here. I'm going to have it and show you two different looks. And I have found, actually, see if I can do it. I have found that if I tear from the back side for this particular project and tear it toward me, it actually turns out better because I'll be applying embossing powder to it. So for some reason, it just sticks a little bit better. So you've got that torn look there, and I'm going to just drag the edge here of the torn paper like this, and then repeat on the bottom side. Okay, bring back that embossing powder, and then just on the tips right here, sprinkle some embossing powder on there. Repeat that on the other side. Got like little fuzzies on in my stamp pad. Okay. Okay, so it's sticking there. And then I go ahead and I'm going to bring my heat tool back and I'm going to emboss these edges here. Okay, so as you probably can see if you look, I went ahead and did a new one of this. I wasn't happy with the way it turned out, and that's the fun part of editing, is I can do that really quick without you having to wait. So now that we have our piece that is embossed, I took the edge of the Versamark here after I tore the paper, so it gives it just a kind of just a gold edge look to that torn paper, which I like. And my next thing that I want to do is go ahead and add some color to this. So I am going to use two colors. It's the Bumblebee, and then I also have the Flirty Flamingo. And I'm going to pick up that color from my ink pad onto just an acrylic block. So I'm just stamping directly, or stamping, I'm applying my acrylic block directly onto the ink like that. And then with an aqua painter, take some yellow here, the Bumblebee, and I kind of want to get this watered down, so I just want a light look to it. And then just start applying it, just randomly. So I want a nice color here going on. Okay. Very organic. So let's do the same thing with the Flirty Flamingo. And just kind of make a little wash of just different colors going on. Okay. All right, and then I'm going to set that aside to dry while we put the card together. Okay, and after this is the smooth sailing part. It's very easy. We're just going to put all of the pieces together. Now, if you are interested in hearing about finding the measurements, I do have it listed on my blog, and the link to my blog will be posted down below in the description. Okay, there's a piece of Night of Navy, and then I'm using my piece of the Designer Series paper, Sweet Symmetry. This is a paper that I probably overlooked the first time I saw it in the catalog, but once I've gotten to make some cards with it and play, I really like it. Just kind of has a little bit of an old school feel to it. Okay, now I can already tell that I forgot to do one thing, so I'm gonna just make do with what I can. I wanted to add some ribbon to this, so see if I can lift that up just ever so slightly. There we go. And I'm going to place a piece, tuck it under. It's probably going to be the one spot, right, the one spot that doesn't have adhesive on there. I wanted to put a couple of pieces there. So let's add that and trim this off here. I'll add a glue dot. So, okay, so since I didn't put this in together, this is a good thing, a little trick that you can do on the edges here. So if you see, I'm just taking a little glue dot and they're lifting up. Sorry, it's off camera here. Okay, there's one. All right, and then I want another piece. We're gonna double the ribbon up here. And then I will just repeat that process. Okay, there we go. Now the next thing I want to do is set that aside. We're going to glue this onto a piece of Flirty Flamingo. And I'm just going to use some dry adhesive here. This is pretty strong, and so you'll notice that sometimes it will curl up because when I applied the water with the watercolor, the aqua painter, it can curl up. Let's flip that on that side, and that really brings out. So this will help it to stay nice and flat. Okay, and then with some Stampin' Dimensionals, this will pop up just a little bit, just to give it a little bit of a, more of a 3D look, which is nice. And I'll just layer that onto the center here of the card. That's pretty. Now, remember how I'm going to bring back my acrylic block that I had that had the ink to it. So this is the Flirty Flamingo, and I'm taking my Wink of Stella brush, And this is the clear, but it has really pretty sparkles in it. Now, did you know that you can, this is a tip, you can actually use it as kind of an aqua painter, but it's going to have sparkles in it. And this is going to be very soft because I'm brushing over the poppies, and they are going to have some color to them, but they're going to have the sparkle from that Wink of Stella. So beautiful. Now I'm just going to color up these poppies. And when I'm all finished, I can show you the finished card. Okay, and then you can see that it is finished, all finished with that, added that touch of the Wink of Stella. Let's see if I can get my light to shine on the sparkle so you can see it. There it goes. You can see how pretty that is. So nice, it got a little bit of sparkle from the ribbon and some sparkle just to bling everything up from the Wink of Stella. And that's my card. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, thanks for stopping by and watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe to see more content like this. Thanks everybody, and have a great day.